Now, solving an inequality, a rational inequality, what I would first like to do is have one fraction, and everything in a factored form, and set up perfectly for me is this particular problem, because that's exactly what I have. So what I'm going to do is I'm going to take all the zeros out of the denominator. So the denominator is x equals 0 and x equals 3. All the zeros out of the numerator, which is x equals negative 3/2. So basically set equal to 0, equal to 0, equal to 0, solve for all those answers. Okay. Those numbers now represent the numbers on my number line. So the smallest one is negative 3/2, then comes 0, then comes 3. Notice that on the inequality itself does not have an equal to, so all these are going to be open circles. Okay. Now I'm just going to do some numerical analysis, some numerical testing. Okay. I'm going to pick a number that is less than negative 3/2, and that would be maybe negative 2. I'm going to put it in for all of the x's. So this one, and this one. If I put negative 2 here, that makes negative 4 plus 3, which is negative. Negative 2 here makes negative. Negative 2 here makes negative, and 3 negatives make negative. I want less than 0. I want negative things, so I'm going to shade this. Okay. See how I don't have to be real exact. I just have to know if it's positive or negative because I'm comparing to 0, and positive or negative will compare against 0. Now I'm going to pick something between these two numbers, like negative 1. Negative 1 for the top x makes positive. Negative 1 on bottom, and that first x makes negative. Negative 1 there makes negative. 2 negatives with a positive is positive. I want negative things, so we don't shade that part. Next, I want between 0 and 3, which could be 1, could be 2, could be whatever you want, as long as it's between 0 and 3. So 1 right here makes that positive. 1 here makes positive. 1 here makes negative. 1 negative of the bunch makes that negative, which is again what I want. And finally, I'm going to pick a number out here, like 4. So I'm going to get positive, 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 and all those positives result in a positive number, which is what we don't want. So my solution is negative infinity to negative 3/2 and 0 to 3. Okay, on this last problem, we see it's a little different than the prior one in that these fractions are not combined into one fraction, so I'm going to do that first. And whenever I have just two fractions, I can put this denominator here, this denominator here. We've seen this trick before. This is 2 times x plus 1 times x minus 1 is greater than or equal to 0. And we have here x minus 1, x plus 1. Okay, so the numerator becomes 3x plus 1 over x minus 1, x plus 1, greater than or equal to 0. Okay, so I want my number line points. Well, coming out of the numerator, if I set the top equal to 0, we would get negative 1/3. Set the bottom equal to 0, we get 1 and negative 1. So those are our values on our number line. Our number line has negative 1 is the smallest, then negative 1/3, then 1. And let's see, as far as the circles go, the denominator points have to be open circles. Always. Because if they were equal, we'd be dividing by 0 at that point. So denominator always open. This negative 1/3 is going to be closed because it's equal to. Okay. And now we're going to pick some numbers and start testing. So I pick something out here. Maybe I pick -2. So in for all these x's, here they are. -2 on top makes negative. -2 on bottom makes that one negative, makes the second one negative, so it's 3 negatives, it's negative. I want positive things, I have a negative thing there, so that doesn't work. Now I need to pick a number between -1 and -1/3, so maybe -1/2. It's not pretty, but I'm not being real exact either. 3 times -1/2 plus 1 is negative. -1/2 minus 1 is negative. -1/2 plus 1 is positive. Those two negatives make positive, with the other positive is positive, so that's something that I want. Next I need between these two, I'm going to pick 0. So 3 times 0 plus 1 is positive. 0 minus 1 is negative. 0 plus 1 is positive. That's negative, I don't want it. And now I'm going to choose x equals maybe 2. 3 times 2 plus 1 is positive. 2 minus 1 is positive. 2 plus 1 is positive. All those positives make a positive number, and I want positive numbers, so I shade that. So our answer is -1 to -1/3 and 1 to infinity. That's it.